Today, we are going to make water travel from one test tube to the next. It's like magic and it happens in just 5 minutes. Let's get started. Gather your materials and hit pause until everyone is ready. Now that you have gathered your materials, we're ready to get started. Did you remember your lab coat and your safety goggles? If not, put them on now.
Step 1. Open your test tubes and line them up in the test tube rack. Using your 2 small beakers, fill each of them with 40 milliliters of water. You should be able to see the measurements on the side that says 40.
It's almost to the top.
Using your funnel, put it inside the first test tube. Fill the first test tube with one of your beakers of water. Remove your funnel. In your kit, you might have noticed a tiny vial. Inside your vial, there are 2 small colored tablets. Those are actually food coloring. Go ahead and dump them onto your desk.
Ooh.
If you need help opening your vial, ask a grown-up. Once they're on your desk, you may notice that one of the tablets looks reddish purple. Pick up that tablet and add it to the first test tube you just put water in. Watch it fizz.
That's cool. If you want, you can carefully pick up your test tube and look.
Now, using your other small beaker and your funnel, go ahead and put your funnel on top of the 3rd test tube.
1, 2, 3. This one.
Pour the water through the funnel. Remove your funnel. Now find your blue tablet and add it to the water. Watch it fizz.
That's awesome.
Is it done fizzing?
It might take a little bit of time.
Go ahead and locate the 3 paper towel strips in your kit. Pick 1 paper towel strip and place the end in the water of the first test tube. Just dip the end in. Good job. The other end is going to hang in the empty second test tube.
Like this?
Perfect. You might notice the water start to creep up the paper towel. Now, let's place one end of a second paper towel strip, number 2, in the second tube, the empty tube.
The same one?
The same one. And place the other end in the 3rd tube of blue water. Place one end of your last paper towel strip in the 3rd tube.
The blue one?
That's correct. And the other end in the empty 4th tube. Now, sometimes scientists have to be patient, and in this lab, we ask that you wait about 5 minutes. But don't worry, while we're waiting, we're going to have you turn to page 10 in your journal. There's a picture of your test tubes. Using your colored pencils, color in the tubes red and blue. If you want to be a super scientist, you can also guess what color the empty tubes will end up being, so tube 2 and tube 4, after the 5 minutes. Pause the video and ask a grown-up to set a timer for 5 minutes.
Did your water walk like ours did? If so, you should have gotten pink, purple, blue, and blue. Sometimes it takes more than 5 minutes to get these results. It just kind of depends.
Did you know that the water walked because of a process called capillary action? This is when liquids are able to flow up against the force of gravity. It's the same idea that plants use to get water from their roots to their leaves. This is why the empty test tubes became colored and gained water. Some other examples of capillary action includes tears filling up your eyes in your tear ducts, and is also the idea behind why paper towels absorb liquid so well. I think this experiment is probably at its end, and it's time to clean up. What should we do?
Well, I think you should take the paper towel strips out first. They're gonna be wet, but they have some cool colors on them. And you can just throw them in the trash. Then take each test tube one at a time and dump it into your big beaker. The second one, third one, and fourth one. Now carefully walk to the sink and dump this out. You should rinse out your beaker and your test tubes. Once they're dry, you should return them to their tote. I hope you enjoyed watching water walk.